Everybody has an opinion.
No, I don't think so.
I employ that bloke for when gigs are going
To
bad.
look incredibly rock and roll.
How would you cook that?
Be more entertaining. I'm glad you like that. It's a little bit of weed.
Hey,
Wow, 2026.
welcome back. First podcast of the year.
Oh, wow. Nothing's changed. Have you written 2025 on a document yet?
Oh, so many times.
Have you?
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm living in the past for the next 6 months at
I think
least.
everyone does that until
100%.
Yeah, till the next year, and then they get it right. Christmas. Did you? I know in one of the podcasts you said you don't celebrate Christmas. So.
No, so I think I need to
Coal?
clarify that. So yeah, coal for Christmas.
Yeah.
I don't do the big Christmas Day thing. It's too much. I'm the matriarch of the family now. I just can't be bothered. We also moved into a new house on the 22nd of December. My children did get gifts. Don't worry. Everyone concerned about my poor children. They're good. Santa got me some nice. Did Santa get you anything nice for Christmas, Murray?
Oh, moccasins.
Yeah.
Very, very ochre. And because we live near the South Melbourne market, so they do have an UGG boot store, but not the American version.
No. It's the
True
Aussie
blue
Uggs.
Aussie version, generic UGG. It still says UGG on it. So whoever won that lawsuit. What about you? What'd you get?
I got Crocs, so it seems like we both got ugly shoes for Christmas.
We did.
I got Crocs with a little carabiner attachment so that I can affix a smaller Croc onto my Croc so I can get more Crocs per Croc. So very, very pleased with that.
I haven't seen anyone climb a sheer cliff in Crocs yet.
Well, the thing is they have hiker's attachments. So another one I have is a little pouch, I assume for your keys or your card or your cocaine, whatever you may need hiking. But it's great. I've ordered you can actually get a beer cozy for your Crocs, so you can be sitting there with a beer.
Right. It's like the Swiss Army knife of shoes then.
It's great. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I wonder if there's a Swiss Army knife attachment for my Crocs.
My goodness. I did see a little post on someone's Facebook or Instagram saying, "Oh, look at Australia! You can leave your shoes out on the beach when you go swimming." They're all Crocs.
Yep.
I mean, no one's going to steal Crocs,
No.
and certainly not secondhand Crocs. You know, they were dirty.
Yeah, grungy Crocs. And
Yeah.
everyone's got, so I've now got my house Crocs and my outside Crocs. So no one gets to see my house Crocs.
All right. And bedroom Crocs.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the lights go down.
That's where you put them on sports mode. Engage. Do you know about sports mode on Crocs? Everyone else laughed. Don't
Do
worry.
not know.
He has no idea.
You're not going to tell me. Maybe you shouldn't.
No. That's for Maury to Google later.
I'll Google it later.
Not safe for work, maybe.
Oh, very good. Well, we're here. We're back in the studio, and this is episode 6.
It is already, and
yeah.
the first one of the year. News, a little bit dry on news in this time period of the year. However, we just had the Golden Globes
It's the Golden Globes.
on the 12th of January. Did you watch the Golden Globes? Are you?
No, I didn't. I didn't watch the Golden Globes, but I do know that they had, I think for the first time, a podcast section.
Yeah, they did, which is exciting news for us, new to the podcast scene. Hope to be nominated potentially next year.
Yeah, we may have to do this in the States though.
Yeah.
Who was the winner?
I believe it was Amy Poehler. She has a podcast called Good Hang. She interviews a range of guests. Pretty interesting. Get on it, guys.
A celebrity interviewing a celebrity.
Correct. Other comedians, other people in the entertainment industry.
Right. Fantastic. So, no, I don't think we can qualify quite yet for the Golden Globes or any other American awards. Not until we perhaps get an American co-host.
Yeah, American citizen. Who do we know?
Yeah, who do we know? Yeah. Great. What else?
Yeah, so comedy history. On the 21st of December in 1977, Charlie Chaplin died. He died in Switzerland. I actually didn't know a lot about his...
I would assumed it would have been a train or...
the face of a building falling forward. And
yeah, something like that. Correct.
he doesn't stand in the doorway, you know. Yeah. I actually didn't know that he caught a lot of heat. He died when he was 88, but by the end of his life, he'd actually become... really infamous with the McCarthy administration.
Communism.
Yeah, because he was seen to be a communist. He was surveilled by the FBI and they were even targeting him during 1952.
Yep.
And he was denied re-entry into the USA, so he fucked off to Switzerland.
There we go. And at what point in his life did he drop the mustache? Was it when Hitler did the Nuremberg rallies, or was it well before that?
Who pardon me, who had it first?
Well, we know who owns it.
We know who owns it,
Yeah.
but I mean, Chaplin might have grown that thing in when he was like 12.
I think it was the working man's mustache. That's where it came from. Hitler was actually wanting to connect with the people, because socialism, even though it wasn't, was about the people. So he wore this mustache, and he wasn't the only one within the upper echelons of the Nazi Party that had one. But of course,
But so what was the functionality of it being the workie? Is it because you could still eat and why is it? I mean, I'm looking at your mustache and I can't see a difference in functionality.
There is no functionality of any facial hair other than it means you don't have to shave for a couple more days. Yeah. That's probably it, right? A beard, a couple more weeks.
Well, see, I get eyelashes, I get eyebrows. They protect the eyes from dust and stuff like that. But I don't. I mean, I also grow a beard. I'm sure there's a lot of women out there. Watch out for me in November. I'll be doing Movember. I don't understand the biological imperative of facial hair. Anyway.
No. Maybe it just prevents some women from marrying.
Sure. Anyway, that's Charlie Chaplin. He did end up dying in Switzerland. He did get back into the USA.
But 88, I mean, that's a good run.
It's a good run. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then we can fast forward to January 7th, 2015. I was 25 at the time. And it was the attack on the Charlie Hebdo headquarters in Paris.
Yeah.
All over some satirical cartoons.
You can't draw
Muhammad.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
And they depict, other people have depicted Muhammad. I know there was a lot of hate already within that publication. So they had it coming. No, of course not. But it was a thing for me, especially that I was like, wow, satire can have real world consequences.
Sure.
Surely people shouldn't be losing their lives.
No.
Yeah.
Well, the French are famous for annoying people, but that was probably the peak annoyance of people by the French.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't go shooting people if they annoy you, I guess.
Yeah, crime should be outlawed, I guess. You shouldn't be shooting people.
Fight crime with harsher crime.
Yeah, exactly. But people do get annoyed, and if they have a gun, many times they use that at the time. It's a funny thing when you have a heated argument. I tend to slam the door. Other people, often Americans, slam the cock down on their pistol. But
slam a bullet into someone's brain. Yeah. Sure,
A good shout out to our American listeners again.
Absolutely. Yeah. Cultural differences are awesome though, aren't they? In parts of Europe they put their babies outside in their prams in the snow to sleep, whereas here in Australia we prefer a hot car outside the pokies.
Oh, God. Oh, that is true. Yeah. Well, that's dark.
Pretty dark.
Are we going to go darker? Keep going dark?
Yeah, no, I think we might lighten it up a bit for everyone listening and myself. Comedy country.
Comedy country.
Have you heard of comedy country?
Sounds like Kingswood country.
Hey.
Not your generation, though.
No.
I think you had to be a boomer or a Gen X to get that. It was kind of, I reckon, the precursor to the Castle. It was, because it was about a Kingswood, which was a Aussie car, and the Castle, I think it had, what did it have? Move the Commodore to move the Tirana to move the Gemini or something to that effect.
My dad had a Kingswood, a green one.
A Kingswood,
awesome.
Yeah, it was a working man's. Hitler would have had one.
Shout out to Hitler again.
Yeah. He
doesn't get enough recognition.
The working man's car. No, the comedy country is, I don't know how you phrase this, but it's a research project with a PhD backing it. I guess the people that are involved that don't already have a PhD will get one, and some professors are. I think they guide it, the research project through. So it's an Australian project. So it involves Adelaide and Melbourne predominantly. RMIT, Adelaide University, Monash University are all involved. And I got to speak to two gentlemen who are doing this project. It is now for anyone who wonders where research money goes, this is the kind of project where it goes.
All right.
I mean, we are talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, right?
Sure. Yep.
I believe around $400,000. So it must be important. That's all I'm saying. So the good news is it is looking at the culture of comedy, which aligns with what we've talked about with the Business of Comedy conference coming up. And I had a great chat with Tony Moore. Didn't record it, but Professor Tony Moore and another professor by the name of Mark Gibson. Tony Moore's from Monash and Professor Mark Gibson is from RMIT. Alumni. I'm an alumni. And they had a great chat, and they're likely to be speaking at the Business of Comedy conference in April. Yeah, so just what does it all mean? So here's a little bit of, I'm going to read from the lines because it is academia, and academia tends to use 10 words instead of 2.
Yeah, sure. I wonder if part of their research grant was paid per syllable or per word.
I imagine it would be, yeah. which is an irony because in comedy, it's all about getting to the funny faster, isn't it? It's about
Cutting the fat.
Cutting the fat. But anyways, so how the comedy contributed to widening inclusion and democratization, got that the first time, and how this can continue as the industry evolves. I think that's a nicer way of saying it's reduced sort of racism. It's brought in different cultures. Because as a Gen X, I grew up with and I'm inverted commas here because I'm not really allowed to say this word, wog culture.
Oh, yes.
So I'm quoting George Kapanaris here. and George Kapanaris is someone that I highly respect and have worked with before in Hard Knock Knocks. And he's the kind of guy, well, I know, he coined the term skip as a kind of lighter insult to non-wog,
Yeah, to
inverted commas
Aussies,
again.
to white people, yeah.
Yeah. So hey Skip, he would refer to
Which may have come from Skipper, I guess.
no, I think it comes from Skippy the bush kangaroo.
Yes.
That's it. Hey Skip, what? Someone's fallen down the well. He's broken his tibia.
Down the old coal mine.
Yeah, that's right. And more recently, perhaps Utopia with you're looking at some scenes that involve cultural differences with Dilruk Jai Singer, the comedian / actor, who plays a character in the office of Utopia, the show, and just getting sort of Sri Lankan names as part of his password. If you may have seen that one.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
And the other fellow who's asking about this, who's the cybersecurity guy, is also Southeast Asian background. Just going, just go with Warnie.
It's easy.
And it's a great sort of, we get it, we get the differences. Anyway, the point of this is that's one part of the project. Another part of it is looking at the money.
Show me the money.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's about to ensure the continued vitality of the industry of comedy. I mean, at the end of the day, there needs to be a business of comedy. And that's why they're aligning with us, and we look forward to Mark and Tony being part of the project.
Yeah, that'll be so interesting.
Doing in April.
It's also really good to note Netflix, a bunch of streamers have come out and said that they will be apportioning a certain amount of their content to Australian-made content. That is now something that they have to do because they have a certain amount of subscribers in Australia. So we should be seeing a lot more Australian content on our streamers coming out, which is exciting and possibly something that Comedy Country will be contributing to eventually.
Well, it's sometimes people need to be pushed. Like the idea of the under 16 ban for social media didn't come from Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. It came from concerned parents and radio hosts actually, but it came from Australian voices. I think that's what we're going to probably see during the Business of Comedy conference. We will have that topic raised, which is, should there be a digital tax on foreign technology companies like your Metas and your Googles and your TikToks, because they are, was it 1 in 5 reels is comedy?
Yeah, it's something like that. It's a huge sector.
And they're not generating it, they're just transferring it. So it's like having a newspaper, you're not paying your writers or journalists.
Yep. I reckon it's time to talk about the delicious beers we've got in front of us here. Yeah,
that's right. So I went down to South Melbourne Market, as I always do on the way here. Went to Swords Beer and Wine.
Yes.
In the middle there.
And they're very lovely. I popped in the other day and said hello to the girls there, and they were very helpful with I gave them a profile of things that I like, and I wanted to try a new beer, and they gave me something very nice. So definitely recommend going in and just saying, hey, I like these flavours. What do you recommend? Good.
And in fact, she's and I won't swear because I don't want to be having to put a explicit language warning on this, but she used the F word to explain that this was effing excellent. I think that was her second word, in terms of flavour. And it's called
Mutual Drift Hoppy Lager.
Hoppy Lager. So here we go. I'm going to, that's live.
Crispy.
It's got a, okay.
It is hoppy.
Hoppy in the back of the throat, on the back of the tongue.
So, Mutual Drift is a collaborative brew with Hopsters Cooperative Brewery, a modern hop-flavoured lager bursting with aroma, hopped in the kettle and dry hopped with something I can't say, another thing I can't say, and something else from New Zealand's Freestyle Farms.
New Zealand. We've gone New Zealand.
It's a New Zealand beer.
There we go. And it's from Slow Lane Brewing. I would help you with the pronunciation, but I can't see. I'm blind.
Yeah, no, it's quite a nice. It is very crisp. White grape and lime zest apparently are its undernotes.
Very good. Well done, New Zealand. So I think previously we had Tasmanian beers. We're kind of staying overseas in a way.
That would go lovely with like a fruit and cheese sort of platter, something before dinner.
Yep.
I would call this a before dinner warm evening beer.
Nice. And a chop of lamb.
Ooh, yeah, a nice bit of mint jelly.
That was a Kiwi reference there.
Oh, was it?
Over your
The
head.
joke
All
going
right.
over my head, guys.
Well, that's lovely, and we've got a couple of those to finish off after the podcast.
Yes. Fantastic.
Shall I talk about my experience about funny in the moment?
Yes.
Now, I originally called it funny in the moment, but you like it.
You just had to be there.
You had to be there.
I guess it's because generally it's not funny. And I was, so I'm a Collingwood fan.
I won't hold that against you.
Don't hold that against me. In fact,
You have all your teeth as well.
I have, but they're not my teeth.
You stole them.
Exactly right. Don't get in the way. And my parents live very close to the heart of Collingwood, which is Victoria Park in Abbotsford.
Yes.
In fact, they live on the same street essentially. And my dad's a Collingwood supporter. My grandfather on his side was a Collingwood supporter, and my father's grandfather played for Collingwood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Collingwood's in the in the blood, I should say. So I went to visit the family, the dog with the dog. I went to walk the dog around the park. It's dog friendly. Sort of wear the dog out before I set the dog on to 80-year-olds. And so let it run around. And there was a fellow, I guess he was probably in his early 20s, might have even been 19 to 18, but and he was playing on one end city side of Victoria Park, for those that know Victoria Park well. And I want to say, I was shocked.
You were shocked.
He was wearing an Essendon jersey.
What?
And not just an Essendon jersey with a pair of jeans. No, he had the black shorts. He had the long socks up to his knees. And I don't know if he was wearing running shoes. It wasn't wet, but he may have been wearing boots with cleats
So he
as
was
well.
fully kitted out.
Fully cleated. Honestly, it was like Black Lives Matter and having a KKK clan member walk through the middle of it.
Excuse me?
Honestly,
Wow.
Essendon. I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been Carlton, but it was an Essendon marked player, and I walked up to him with the dog. Now, I'm a jovial kind of fellow, and I said to him, well, Generation X mocking, like Generation X, we tend to be very dry when we insult someone.
Sure.
And so I wasn't smiling, but I said sort of with a smirk, I said, "You're very brave wearing that." And I honestly, I think I heard him gulp like he was nervous, and he turned to me. He goes, "No, it's not Essendon. It's a Pascoe Vale. It's a Pascoe Vale."
Right.
So, a lot of the smaller suburbs or satellite suburbs around the main suburb, they'll wear the same colours.
Yep.
And I said, "Mate, it's okay. I'm just joking." And he walked off. Now, a Generation X would have had a crack at me,
they would have said
and we
something
would have
back.
had a crack at each other and we would have laughed. But no, he's probably a Gen Z, I imagine. I guess you had to be there.
Guess you had to just be there, man.
Yeah.
I guess you had to be there.
But that's the kind of humour I want to see. I want to hear more people going out, having a crack,
Yep.
making someone feel uncomfortable,
Yep.
with the goal of getting a laugh.
Yeah. I've been trying to do a lot more of that, just in terms of I guess aversion therapy. Sometimes I have a lot of anxiety, and rejection therapy. Doing things, asking people things, and asking for things and seeing how that goes. So that's a great great form of rejection therapy.
Very good. Yeah.
Speaking of rejection, which didn't happen this time, raw comedy is off and running this year. It started, I think, a couple of weeks ago. I think we were up to Heat 2 now already.
Heat 2's this Sunday, I believe.
It may be,
right?
yeah.
I know the SB, I think, is having SB Esplanade Hotel in St Kilda for those that are in Melbourne, but obviously it isn't just Melbourne, of course.
No, it's all across Australia. Yeah. So obviously, being in Melbourne, I am focusing a little bit on the Melbourne people. But one of my good friends, a pretty established stand-up comedian in the open mic scene, my mate Drago Ivan, he got through to the state semi-finals.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, and so I've done a few gigs for him. He runs some gigs himself.
He does.
So I had a chat to him, and we'll listen to that now. I'm joined today with Drago Ivan, good friend of mine and good friend of the show, comedian extraordinaire, and the most recent heat winner in Raw Comedy, Melbourne. Welcome, Drago.
Thank you for having me. It's an absolute pleasure.
So firstly, congratulations on your recent win at Raw. Tell me about that. How did that go?
Oh, it went good. I come in with the mentality, I was like, all right, this is the last time I'm doing it, third time, so I'm just going to go balls to the wall. And yeah, it went really good. I tried to not use anything relating to profanity there. I only swore once, and anything that was a bit political or seems as if it can belt down on any substance abuses, I just avoided that. So
probably a smart move. Now,
Yeah.
I know you very well, obviously. So one profanity and embargo on drug references is pretty good for you, honestly.
Yeah.
But I've seen you do some pretty hectic gigs. I've seen you can tone it down. So where you were at the Evelyn, yeah?
Yeah, at the Evelyn this past Sunday on the 11th, yeah.
Yeah, great. And for those of those who are listening who don't know, Raw Comedy, we've talked about it before on the podcast, is an open mic competition to find fresh upcoming talent. And you said that this is your third time.
Yep.
So just to explain to our listeners, after 3 times competing, that's it, right? You cannot go anymore. So this is it for you.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
That's what they say. I mean, you've got people like Gavin Semple who are hopping on, and good on him. But
and then you had like Nathan Chin twice in a row. I swear went to the grand final.
Yeah, Nathan Chin's going to be running Comedy Festival in a few years. You mark my
100%.
words.
I'm surprised he isn't already.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. So tell me a little bit about when did you start doing stand-up comedy?
To be completely honest, how it happened during 2018, 2019, I was coming back home from work and I was stationary on the freeway. Some lady hit me from behind at 80 kilometres, fracturing my spine. So I was at home and it forced me to be home to realise what I actually want to do with my life. And while I was staring at the fish tank and probably on some substances, I'm like, hey, why don't I do comedy? And yeah, that's how I started.
Beautiful, a bit of a different story. A lot of people get dared or, they do a career change. Yours was getting rooted up the arsephone of the car.
100%. And it was the weird part was I could never figure out whether people were laughing at me or with me. So I just kept going and I did the wrong way of doing it. I didn't know an open mic circuit existed. So I just started chucking on my own shows with all of these headliners and putting myself as the opener. So it was like a sink or swim type formula. My second ever gig, I opened up for George Capanaris, Johnny Katz, and Gab Rossi.
Yeah,
so
wow.
That was fucking fun.
That's a lot of that's really sink or swim, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Wow. And so you've been doing comedy, I guess, for a few years now. What do you think about, I've seen a lot of people coming out in recent years, they've been doing comedy for a few months and they're doing a solo show. Now you run gigs, yeah? You run gigs in Bendigo. Do you want to talk a bit about that and maybe how you got to that point and what you think is essential in building sort of a following or a festival?
So just a following in general or just getting your foot through the door, if you're not a person that looks great. Well, if you're not a sexy person, you don't dress really nice. If you're just really nice, you got money in that, you don't need to open a room.
Sure.
That's it. Otherwise,
you got it made.
Yeah, that's it. Otherwise, you have to open a room and then that's how you network. That's why I started it and I opened up rooms at the Golden Vine Hotel that you performed at. Then I've got a new one January 28th at Ming Dining in Queen Street in the CBD, which is great.
Tell me a little bit more about that because that's quite a big deal. That's going to be...
Yeah, so they ended up messaging me after, because I got like 5 other rooms that I'm running as well. And they messaged me saying, would you be interested in running some comedy in our room? I'm like, perfect, go there. They have their own sound equipment. The owner knows comedy and they've put an incredible promo video like how I showed you.
I saw that. It's great.
Yeah, it's definitely going to... It's exciting. The first 4 hours of them advertising, they ended up getting like 84 likes.
Wow.
So I feel as if it might be a new staple. Fingers crossed.
Great. So where can people find that information?
So if you go at Ming Dining Melbourne on Instagram or at Comedy Melb.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
so check that out.
all the rooms that I put up.
Fantastic. So just to wind up our tight 5 with, do you have any advice for people coming into the scene at this point? Because I know it's very different when you started, even when I started 3 years ago.
Yep.
I feel like the scene has changed so much. What advice would you have for people coming into it now?
My advice is if you don't get on or if you can't get on, stay around the network. Talk. Don't hold yourself off from making friends in this industry because that's how you're going to progress. Unfortunately, because it's an industry where we all work together, but then we kind of have to jab each other in the back to get the best spots. So just stick around. That's what I'd say.
Beautiful. That's great advice. Well, thank you very much, Drago, for coming on in.
Thank you for having me.
Keep an eye out, guys. When's your next heat? Do you know?
No clue.
No clue. They keep it kind of tight wrapped, but Drago will be performing in his next heat. I reckon he may just get through, so keep an eye out, guys.
It's coming home. St Albans.
There it is. Thank you very much, Drago. Yes,
Wow, that was good.
Yes, that's Drago, just giving us a bit of a backstory there.
Now, is it Ivan Drago or Dragon Ivan?
It's Drago Ivan.
Drago Ivan.
He has a very cool head tattoo. He looks very intimidating, but he's probably one of the sweetest guys you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Real puppy dog.
I just heard a recent podcast about Ivan Milat on Fool Me Twice.
Oh,
And,
yes.
I think his mum probably said the same thing.
Yeah, just a puppy dog. Don't worry about him.
Not that, Drago, I'm not implying anything, buddy. Not implying anything.
Head on a stick. It's actually a bit of a fun tidbit about Ivan Milat, Wolf Creek. You know Wolf Creek, which was loosely based on those murders. The actor who does that, John Jarrett, shout out to John if you're listening, almost hasn't acted since 2005 when Wolf Creek came out.
Okay.
All he does is do conventions. He goes from Brisbane to Melbourne to Sydney and just appears in conventions, and that's what pays his way. Good on him. I think it's great. Anyway, it's very funny.
Does he pick up hitchhikers on the way?
Yeah, look, he must do. He's got it. I mean, he does have a pretty big van. So.
Oh, God.
Anyway, shout out to John Jarrett and Nerd Conventions.
You are a nerd.
I am a nerd.
Well, that's great. So he got through to the Raw semi-final.
Yep.
And there's more. I think Melbourne has semi-finals, whereas some of the states just go straight to the state final.
Correct.
Don't they?
So depending on the size of the state, Melbourne and Sydney tend to be the bigger ones that will have up to sometimes 9, 10 first heats.
Yep.
Then those heats, people get knocked out. They go through to the state semi-finals. Last year I was one of those people.
Whoa.
Way. And then it goes on to eventually SBS, representative from every state, and we see who the winner is. So good luck to Drago. I think we may be attending Sundays.
Yeah, well, I think we'll pop into, and that was the SP in St Kilda.
Have a look.
I think last year was a Victorian winner, Peter.
Yes.
Yep. The year before, Northern Territory winner.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. And so not implying that it needs to go around. It's not like mediocrity where everyone gets an award.
Everyone gets a go.
But all I'm saying is maybe South Australia and WA may have a greater chance.
They may do. They may do. Or Canberra. Canberra have their own little one as well.
Right.
So, I mean, we'll keep an eye out on that, keep reporting back on that.
Wow.
And I think that's it. That's This Week in Comedy.
This Week in Comedy. Well, look forward to seeing you again next week.
Yes.
Maybe a little bit more to talk about.
I think so, as everything ramps up and we come into the comedy season.
That's right. Perth Fringe is starting. Adelaide Fringe advertising has started. Melbourne International Comedy Festival.
It's happening.
Is definitely beginning to ramp up.
That's it. I'll be sharing a bit of my show, Girls Just Want to Have Puns, which will be at the Crown Plaza during Comedy Festival. We'll link some details to that on the website.
Wow. Crown Plaza, just want to say, the other side.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Not the dodgy.
Yeah, the city side.
That's it.
Crown with an E.
Crown with an E. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you next week.
Thanks, Lily.
No, I don't think so.
I employ that bloke for when gigs are going badly.
Incredibly rock and roll.
How would you cook that?
Be more entertaining. I'm glad you like that. I just did a little bit of weed.